The glory of the real you will dazzle and amaze you. September 29, 2013. The awakening process that humanity is engaged in is intensifying daily. Much is happening on your world as a result of the escalating power of the divine embrace in which you are so firmly but lovingly held. And much of it is now beginning to be reported on the mainstream news channels. The intent of the human collective is also strengthening as more and more of you turn away from all that is unloving and focus on sending love and assistance to those who are desperately in need. The divine light in which the planet is now bathed is irresistible, and the planet herself is transmitting vast quantities of multicolored rays outwards as a loving gesture to all of creation. She makes a magnificent sight as she shines with a brilliance far greater than any other light source in your galaxy. It is an open invitation to all who would like to participate in the momentous events that are coming to fruition in your vicinity, just as God intends. This truly is a wondrous time to be incarnate as humans on planet Earth. Focus on the marvelous advances you have made along your collective spiritual evolutionary path, while continuing to hold the intent for humanity to awaken, for that intent has become extremely compelling and is achieving more stunning results every day. You cannot be unaware of this as the mainstream news continues to report on the new revelations that whistleblowers everywhere are disclosing daily. Transparency is the new norm, and that which was hidden is being unveiled, thus disabling all attempts to make corrupt and dishonest deals secretly in any organization, and ensuring that they fail. The new age is one of undiminished light before which all darkness melts away, and as those who have chosen to work in the dark, or with the dark, find themselves unable to avoid being in the light, they will mostly choose to embrace it and mend their ways, the vast majority, while a tiny minority who have chosen to remain in the dark will be found somewhere else to carry on playing their unfortunate and unhappy games. Your free will is always honored even when it seems that you will be harmed by your choices. There are really only two choices that you can make. 1. Accept the love that is constantly offered to you, or 2. Reject it. The first choice is permanent, eternal, while the second is only temporary because it is impossible to permanently reject reality by clinging to the unreality of the illusion. Eventually there will be no dark corners in which to hide from the light, because even the most damaged amongst you want to return to reality, and when they choose to do so their cloaks of darkness will dissolve and they too will awaken in joy. God's plan is a plan of love that eternally includes every part, every aspect of the divine creation. In other words, all that exists is love which embraces fondly and permanently all parts of itself in joyous harmony. The illusion that you built in which to play your clumsy and infelicitous games is like a small stage behind a dark curtain where you have chosen to pretend that you are living lives that are controlled and limited by forces and circumstances beyond your influence and comprehension. It is a very small environment that in your limited state of consciousness appears to be vast, almost infinite, and it is, in truth, nothing but a dream or a nightmare, depending upon the experiences that each has chosen to undergo within it. After apparently eons spent within it, the time for you to awaken is now upon you. You are effectively tidying away all the props and costumes that your games and theatrical performances required, that are no longer needed, and to which you had attached such a strong sense of reality. You have all been playing your parts very convincingly, and as a result, it takes quite an effort for you to move out of the mannerisms and behaviors of the characters that you have been playing for so long, and return to being your real divinely created selves. In the spiritual realms all the stops have been pulled out as we pour our love and our assistance out upon you as you enter the final stages of your awakening process. You experience this in a variety of ways because you have been engaged in playing so many different kinds of characters and their individual characteristics have become rather ingrained. You have an expression that is quite appropriate here. Someone who is very set in their ways. What is coming up for you is a growing awareness of all these various parts that you have been playing, and of the characteristics that you took on to make them appear convincing. Many of them are definitely not at all attractive, and because you have done such a good job of immersing yourselves in these parts it is hard for you to believe that these aspects of yourselves, which are coming up for review and release, are like the illusion itself, unreal and illusory. What we in the spiritual realms are doing is helping you remember that you are, and always have been, beings of love, so that you can recognize the unreality of all that you have been experiencing and discard the imaginary characters you have been holding firmly in your minds so that they would seem real for the duration of these games. You are not the beings that as humans, you appear to be, and the reality of that is about to dawn as you cease your role-playing and fully embrace the true you that you are uncovering within. The glory of that you, the real you, will absolutely dazzle and amaze you. Intense joy awaits you. With so very much love, Saul. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman.wordpress.com